Hello everybody, this is Purge bringing you guys first person replay commentary. This is going to be for Tuskar. I think that is currently my most voted for hero on my website. That is, of course, purgegamers.true.io. Purgegamers.true.io. And if you go to the forums, you guys can vote on the hero that you want me to make a replay commentary for next in the Dota 2 section. And let me see who else is top of the charts right now. Looks like Terrorblade, Enigma, Tusk, Shadow Fiend, Earth Spirits. Those are my heroes to do. Gonna maybe work on... I can do an Enigma video today as well, I believe. If I can get a good recording. Okay, so let's get to the Dota Bus segment on Tusk. Alright, Tusk is one of the most overpowered heroes in the game right now. In the pro scene, he was the most picked and banned hero of the Frankfurt Major. It's a bit of time since then. He's not picked quite as often, but I'm pretty sure he's still played very often, still picked a lot. The reason this hero is currently overpowered is because he has a lot of chase mechanisms. He has Snowball to catch up, and he has Ice Shards. The way these abilities work is Ice Shards, you click on the ground, and it shoots Ice Shards, and as it passes through people, it does damage to them. And depending on where you click it, it will ultimately form a wall. And it forms this little like cone that can basically block people from going up ramps. They can make them have to run around longer to get to their destination. There's a lot of very good things about Ice Shards. The range is massive. It's 1800. This is by far the most overpowered thing about Ice Shards right now, is that you can catch opponents that are trying to escape from very far range. It's an ability that's very similar to Fissure, and it's a 10-second cooldown. It doesn't stun, just does damage, doesn't slows, but it creates an impassable barrier, and that's the important part. So Ice Shards is one of the best things about Tusk right now. You can also throw Ice Shards while you're in the Snowball, by the way, so you can use Snowball to catch up and then Ice Shards to prevent them from moving. The way Snowball works is you cast it on an enemy unit, it immediately puts you in a Snowball, and then you can right-click allied heroes to bring them into the Snowball with you, which increases the damage. But then after you start casting the Snowball, you shoot out. No matter you go full speed, you don't get slowed anymore. It always goes the same movement speed, and then it hits the enemy, it stuns them, and then everybody pops out. If you want to, you can delay that casting Snowball for up to 3 seconds, which means that if you're taking a lot of damage, or you have an ally that just got stunned, you can cast Snowball on a nearby creep or something. You can pull your stunned ally into the Snowball with you, and they're protected while they're in there. So that's one of the other good ways to use Snowball. Third skill is Frozen Sigil. You can use this for scouting. It's an independent unit. It takes 3, 3, 4, and 4 hero attacks to destroy it. And it gives a little bit of vision, 400 day, 400 night. And the important thing is that it slows attack speed and movement speed. Attack speed 60% at level 4 and movement speed by 25%. This is really annoying to deal with. The slow goes through BKB. Very, very good slow. Your ultimate is called Walrus Punch, which does 3.5 times your right click damage. It stuns for 1 second. That goes through BKB. And it slows for 2 to 4 seconds depending on the level. Usually don't want to level the skill up because the damage doesn't increase, only the slow does and the mana cost. So it's not really... The cooldown does decrease, by the way, but it's not usually worth leveling up too early. A lot of players will leave this at 1 skill point. You can grab an Ags, which gives you Walrus Kick. This currently does 200 damage and pushes a unit back of 900 units and slows them by 40% for 4 seconds, which is actually a pretty good slow. We'll see how long it takes for this to be overpowered, but I think it'll be a long time because, frankly, Tusk is about to get the nerf bat. So if we look at his win rate, it's pretty good right now. At all pubs, it's about 49% if we look at the hero meta statistics. And Tuskar is right here. He is sitting at about a 50.1% win rate at 5k plus. It's not looking amazing, but in the pro scene, the hero is very useful due to the fact that his ability to roam is unparalleled, and I'll show you guys that in the replay that I have. The replay I made is it's a little bit of a stomp, but it is such a stomp because of the abilities that Tuskar has. His ability to gain advantage over his opponents is so much. It is so much because of the fact of Ice Shards and Snowball. It allows you 2 amazing ways to chase, 3 to 4 amazing ways to chase. Items that are really good on him. Desolator is great because it lowers armor by 7 and it increases your damage, which means that your Walrus Punch does way more damage. It really allows you to eventually one-shot supports. Shadow Blade is very, very common to build if you're doing well on Tusk. If you're doing well, Shadow Blade lets you look for those initiations. Very good with that. Blink Dagger is fantastic as well because you can initiate with Blink you can Blink Punch, for example, or if an ally gets initiated on, you can Blink to him, cast Snowball next to him. Blink is usually an item that you will always buy on Tusk. Arcane Boots is very popular as well because you do kind of need some mana pool on Tusk, so something like Arcane Boots Blink Dagger is normal if you're playing more of a support role. If you're playing a core role, usually something like Phase is going to do the job a bit better. But those are pretty much all the standard items. Heroes you're good against apparently. Abaddon, Windranger, Slark. Basically heroes that are slightly weak to burst damage, and a lot of these supports here have very low armor, so you can one-shot them very easily if you are ahead. Heroes you're bad against, IO, Templar, Assassin. TA makes sense, you can't break his refractions. IO, I'm guessing he's not good against IO because IO can tether away from him if he gets snowballed on, for example, but I'm not quite sure. Your stat gain is pretty good, strength gain, really good agility gain for a strength hero. Int gain is not so good. Movement speed's 305, which is pretty good, and your base damage is decent. Base armor is 3.22. Ooh, who knew? Could be nerfed. So that's all the things you'll need to know about Tusk. Common skill build, this one is actually pretty darn accurate. Max out Shards, max out Snowball, and then get Frozen Sigil. Sometimes you'll get a Frozen Sigil early to reduce attack speed to help chase opponents. Another really good item to get in the early game is Orb of Venom, which I do buy this game. And my overall Tusk win rate is actually really bad. It's 41.67%, but keep in mind that some of these games were played when Tusk was not powerful. In fact, he was seen as a bad hero. If we take a look at some of those games here, you know, there's a lot of games from like 2013 when I was playing him as a mid hero in here. I think I basically played him almost entirely as a mid hero up until the last like 5 games. I did lose a couple games 2 months ago that I probably shouldn't have, but my skill build, my item builds weren't quite right. I was kind of figuring the hero out. So that's a lot of the components of heroes. Sometimes it's buffs that make the heroes really strong. Sometimes it's other things such as figuring out the correct item builds and things like that. So you're not always going to completely understand the strength of the hero unless you let players develop and figure that out. So with that said, Tusk as a hero is popular in the offlane. He is popular as a support. He can be played in either role, but mostly he's played right now as, it kind of depends on the team. A lot of teams will play him as a support. A lot of other teams will play him as an offlane. This is an unranked game, by the way, playing with a lot of lower MMR people. So keep that in mind when you look at the game, because my ability to snowball, forgive the pun, but it's just the best word to describe what I'm trying to communicate. It really allows you to snowball to get ahead if you do play against worse people, of course, which means that a hero like Tusk, who is good at snowballing, is going to be further made strong. So I did not random this game. It looks like I picked Tusk. I got a Stout Shield, a Salve Tango, an Ironwood Branch, and a Mango. You can maybe argue that I should get a Clarity Potion instead of an Iron, because that allowed me to refill my mana pool if it's low, but I think the Ironwood Branch is alright. The HP and stuff is good. I was hoping for an Observer Ward, but nobody gave one to me, so off to the offlane. So, things that you should aim for to do on Tusk. Mainly you're looking to do a lot of trading. When you have a Stout Shield and you've got 3 armor, you're fairly survivable. I have plenty of regen, so if I'm trading hits with a support hero, I should be able to get an efficient trade in my favor. And this is like the most important thing about Tusk, because you need to know when you can get kills. If you play Tusk and you don't get out of control, or you don't get a lot of kills, or you don't gank, then you're completely playing Tusk the wrong way. If you're trying to play Tusk as a snowball or as a teamfight hero, then yeah, maybe you can get some work done. I don't want to go over there because I'm going to take a bunch of damage. But if you're trying to play Tusk like Clockwork, for example, then you're not doing a good job, because Tusk is not made to just get kills. This is a little trick you can do with Ice Shards, by the way, very similar to Clockwork's cogs. You just cast the Ice Shards very short here, and it allows you to trap the creeps in. I'm trying to get behind them so that they'll walk through. Unfortunately, I only got 1 melee creep through, but at this point I was basically like, you know what? This is already going to push the wave in my favor. I'm okay with these coming out right away. It's going to be totally fine, especially my opponents didn't block very well. So with that 1 creep dying instantly, and especially with this Warlock as well trading hits, this is a big mistake by him. When you're playing, I'm just going to pause for a very small moment and talk about some advantages in offlane. In fact, let's go back 10 seconds, talk about it right here. Boom. Okay. When you're playing offlane, one of your goals is, your main goal is to mess up the creep equilibrium, because if you mess up the equilibrium, then their wave pushes, which guarantees you experience. So for example, I have to go to free camera and then press play and, damn it. So if this creep wave, for example, is here, if they did a really good job blocking and the creep wave is here, then that means that this Warlock can basically stand anywhere in this area and he can zone me out. Or I'd be forced to trade with him, which is Not the best for me. It's okay because I think, yeah, he actually has a lot of regen. He's got great trading items. He's got 5 armor here. He's got just as much regen as me. He's got a great item build for trading offlane. But because the creep wave is closer to me, and because I block the creeps using my ice shards, the creep wave is farther up, and now they have more creeps than I do. They've got 3 melees and they've got 1 range. I've got 2 melees, one of which is getting here late, and 1 range, which means that their creeps are going to do more damage to my creeps, and my creeps are going to do less damage, which means that the creep wave will push towards me, which means I will get experience. Okay, that's the first thing. So I'm already winning the creep equilibrium battle. The only way that they solve this problem is for the warlock to instantly get here and to pull. Because what's going to happen is this creep wave is very rapidly going to be under the tower. The PA is not going to kill many of those creeps, maybe 1 because they die fast because of the tower. And then what's going to happen is the next creep wave will come around my tower and I'll get another wave. So what Warlock should be doing technically is preparing to go pull instantly because of the fact that I messed up the creep equilibrium and because it's already pushed up very far. Okay, so with that said, I'm already winning that aspect of the offlane. Part 2 of the offlane is the Harass Battle. Like what I was talking about before, Warlock trading hits. He hits me, I hit him. But the problem is that he's got Shadow Word, which is a really high damaging nuke. It does 165 magic damage with 90 mana. That's amazing. He can also use it to heal himself, which is technically beneficial here because he's trading in an advantage very slightly here due to having 3 more armor than me. I have 3 armor. He has 2 more armor. He has 5 armor. The difference is that I have a stout shield, so maybe it's about equal, but the reality is that with Shadow Word, he should have an advantage here in this trade battle. So with that said, one way to get advantages in your trade battle is you make it so it's not just you hitting your opponent. And that's what this Warlock is messing up here. He came past the creep wave, and not only am I hitting him, but also the creeps are hitting him. And that's why it's very important that I was hitting him directly. Because I was hitting him, and the creeps were hitting him, all of a sudden we're getting an efficient trade. I've only lost 60 HP, and he's lost 70 HP. And he's going to get hit at least 1 more time by me, and the creeps are going to hit him. And the problem is he can't continue to hit me here. He has to run away now because he aggroed those creeps. And the other problem with this is that because these creeps are attacking Warlock, they're not attacking these lane creeps. And because that's happening, the creep wave is again pushing. So this is a twofold benefit. This is something you should do at the first level if you're playing an offlaner and you're not worried about dying. You want to stand near your creeps because if the Warlock attacks you and he gets a little bit too close to the creep wave while he does it, then he will aggro the creeps to them, which pushes the lane and it doubles your harass. Or it doesn't necessarily double it, but it gives you more harass advantage. So when you're playing offlane, it's important to stand near the creeps, and it's important to try to bait the support into being close to the creeps while he attacks you. So you have to position. If the Warlock comes up and I instantly just run away, then Warlock's like, cool, I'm winning things. But if I come forward and I have enough regen and I have a stout shield, I'm going to hit that Warlock because I know that while we may trade a little bit inefficiently in my favor, as long as he aggroes the creeps, it pushes and it gives me a lane advantage. That is the most important thing to understand and to learn when you're playing solo offlane against a dual lane. By far. Biggest thing. So let's resume the game. Just wanted, if I tried to talk about that while the game was going on, there's gonna be way too many things to point out and things like that. So here again, he's trading hits with me a little bit. I didn't get any aggro. In fact, this is a bad trade for me because the 2 melee creeps are hitting me. So I maybe shouldn't have done that trade. But the important thing is I did pull the creep wave past, which is kind of nice. And then I can try to get these. But I suck, so I missed them all. Anyways, I'm now very close to my tower. The Warlock will be attacking me. See there, he aggroed them very, very slightly, but he did run away, so he's doing that slightly better. This is going to force me to sit back and use a couple more tangos. Again, he's taking a couple right clicks from creeps, only got 1, and he got a tower hit, so it's not terrible for me. But I'm going to try to get the experience from this, and then I'm going to try to kill the Warlock, because I'm going to have way more levels than either of them right now. They are a level 2 PA and a level 2 Warlock, and I'm probably going to hit level 3 by this, if I could last it. Okay, that was actually awful. I missed like 4 last hits. I remember this now. I had horrible last hits for the first couple waves. So he's sitting a little bit low. I could definitely hit him, especially when he comes up the creep wave like this. He's taking 3 creeps and a range creep, and now he's going to die. Just nothing he can do about that, right? And he completely made that mistake. He probably thought like, oh, I got to right click this Tusk. But he aggroed creeps, and he's against one of the best chasing heroes in the game. In fact, I kind of wasted my Snowball mana there because of the fact that I didn't need to. I already ice sharded him in. I just had to hit him once and he might have died. But I was a little bit worried about him using Shadow Word and potentially healing up here. I should adjust my camera south to spot them. This is a little dangerous here. Oop, I didn't see him coming forward. See, that was literally because I didn't adjust my camera. Huge mistake there. I lost 200 HP and a tango because of that mistake, because I didn't see the Warlock approaching. This is really dangerous. I really don't like how I move my camera here. Well, I do end up killing the Warlock a second time, which is overall going to be good for my net worth. It's not bad. I'm at 1100. I should have an extra 200 gold or so due to last hits, but getting a double kill on a support like that is pretty good. The most important thing, though, is the hero levels. My hero level should be really good. If I could find the hotkey. There it is. I'm actually tied with the highest level in the game, so that's really big. But I shouldn't have taken that much damage. If I hadn't used that salve, or if I hadn't gotten my salve broken, I possibly could have gotten a double kill here. Now I really want to kill this PA. I figured that he had a ward in lane due to the fact that he backed off as soon as I approached. Or it might have been in the side jungle, something like that. We can check to see if that's true, and there is one. So, just a little bit of inference that I figured out based on his positioning. I guessed that there was going to be a ward over there due to the fact that he backed. Now I continue to focus on getting HP. I find a Lich over here. I do have a boots advantage over him, but now with 3 heroes showing, this is kind of scary. So I'm just going to snowball over to the creep wave because I don't want to get caught. If it wasn't for that snowball, I definitely would have died. Just going to throw that to do a little bit of damage here. And I may be forced to go back and heal now due to my HP being a bit low, so that was a little unfortunate. But I'm kind of close to being able to get a kill. I've got 3 points in Ice Shards, I've got 2 points in Snowball. I can also go get the bot rune, which is going to be good. So, if you're playing in the offlane like this, and you start getting to a point where you're kind of zoned, really nice regen for me because I'm not going to hit full HP. If you're getting zoned by your opponents, but you have a lot of levels, the best thing you can do at this point is gank. Because I'm scared about fighting 3, because I could give my advantage away. Instead, what I should do is I should come mid, and I should get the easiest kill ever. Which is basically what Tusk does. Watch this. If I can just Ice Shard his retreat, then he dies. It's pretty simple like that. I might have shown on the creep wave, so I kind of feel like I messed up here. But I can grab the bounty and I can come back mid again.
Got it.
All I have to do is land the Ice Shards and he dies. It's that simple. So I have to see where he's going to go. And then I just have to snowball in, bring in the Viper with. And all of a sudden we're on top of the hero and he has nothing he can do. Do you see how easy that gank was? I maybe had a high level here. I think we can kill this Lich if he comes forward. And I'm able to block him in with the tower. And what's this? Another really, really easy kill. All you have to do is land your Ice Shards, and you kill people because it prevents them from running. It gives you this huge mobility advantage. It's similar to Fissure. And those 2 kills right there are a perfect explanation of why Tusk is powerful. Yeah, maybe the Warlock messed up before. Maybe my levels are a lot higher than they should be. Maybe I should only be level 2 right now. But these are things that you can exploit that almost no other hero can exploit, and that's what makes him so ridiculously strong.
Missing bottom.
Seeing some heroes bottom. I have a bottle coming as well. Picked up my ulti now. You can auto cast this, by the way. It allows you to cast it while you're silenced, I believe. It's only 50 mana. It's a low cooldown, 20 seconds, so it's a pretty good ult. I'm thinking about going on the Warlock here. If I get one other hero to come to the lane, I also have the easiest kill ever. So I have a couple opportunities that I can take here. Kind of wasted one of my bottle charges here. Just going to throw that out to Harass, and then I'm going to go get the bot rune.
For the dead.
Looks like a Lich got there just in time, but I also bottled up here. Now the important thing there, like, he had no way of surviving, right? The important thing is that I don't think he had boots yet. He actually did have boots. But the important thing is that Tusk is the ultimate chase hero. Now I'm going to chase this guy. I just want to make sure that was a little dangerous because there was a chance that... Got another kill. Grab Frozen Sigil because it was literally my only chance to survival here. He's sapping my damage while I'm in there, by the way. I'm very dead, but I think that was still pretty worth it. If we can take a look at the fight recap, I'm sure I got a stupid amount of experience from it. I actually went even on gold, which is very surprising considering... Okay, that only counted the Warlock kill. With the Lich kill, I definitely went up, and I increased experience. So I think that was overall good for me. I'm alright with that. It also slightly decreased the PA's... maybe not. She's got 40 CS still. But I'm kind of wrecking their supports, and that's another thing that you can look at. I feel like their net worth definitely went down. So, the value of Tusk is basically your ability to gank. So you just look around for ganks all the time, and then you execute the ganks. I would love to Snowball here.
Dire's bottom tower.
And it looks like I will Snowball. Got to get the hits in, little by little. Sigil down. At this point, I know my cooldowns are almost up, so I'm happy to chase if he sticks around with me, and he has. So now I bottle up, easiest kill ever. And I'm just buying time for my cooldowns, because again, I have a lot of advantage when I come off cooldowns. Like, I have so many levels that I can basically leverage this. There's so many aspects about that fight that I want to talk about. A lot of this here comes down to cooldowns. Snowball is a very long cooldown, so the important thing is to cast multiple ice shards in a fight. And again, your ultimate is also a long cooldown, or a very low cooldown, so you can also use that against your opponents. But nukes are also very good against PA, because she has evasion, and I don't have to worry about it missing, basically. So all I have to do is outplay my opponents, stay alive, and pretty much all my things came out effectively, right? I'm reducing the PA's attack speed, all while she's attacking me, and I have a stout shield, and I have 5 armor, and I've got good strength gain. So all I have to do is kill the Warlock, stay alive for like another 7 seconds, 3 of which I can use with Snowball, because I can become invulnerable for 3 seconds, and immediately afterwards shoot after the PA. Like, that's the powerful thing about Snowball. It buys you 3 seconds, and it closes the gap no matter what, and it does damage. And then I can follow up with the Ice Shards to further chase, and I have Frozen Sigil. Like, everything was just the perfect solution in this case. Maybe if that was a different hero rather than a Warlock, the game would have been a lot different, because he would have had a disable, like a stun or something, but you can also prevent those sometimes as well. So now they've got an illusion. I don't really want to pop this now, because I can Snowball in, and then pop it, and potentially box somebody in. Oh, saw the Lich over here. I have no idea where he went. He must have ran left. I bet they had a ward that spotted me, because otherwise he wouldn't have ran like that. Oh, he actually didn't. Alright, I gotta see which way he ran. Okay, so, I'm walking, right? I see him here. And I looked over here, and he hadn't gone there because he stopped. That was the easiest kill ever. I could have easily killed that guy. I was very confused. I was like, where the heck did that guy go? Because it looked like he doubled back in reaction to me, but in reality he got confused about something on the map and he went somewhere else. So, lost a kill. Pop my illusions now, tank creeps, do damage. Actually, I was going to pull them to the side so that we could just kill the tower. That was my goal here. Another really good thing that illusions can do. Just going to pull these over here. Should be hitting the building a little bit more. Able to get the last hit. That was good. Should kill that Razor, honestly. Oh, he actually TP'd him. I don't know why I didn't notice that, but we should have killed the Razor there 100%. I don't think there's any way that he survived that with Viper ulti and Witch Doctor Cask. We should have killed him 100%. Just wanted to kill these as fast as possible because I knew that these are giving vision to my opponents. I even used a Walrus Punch for it again. 50 mana, 20-second cooldown. It's not bad to do that occasionally. Don't be afraid to utilize that skill. Got 2,000 gold as well due to my nice early advantage. And I think the best item to pick up, if you're doing this well, I think fast Shadow Blade is definitely the solution. Now, another cool thing that Ice Shards does is it does give you vision wherever the shard is. So I figured they're probably going to teleport. And then I just mess it up slightly, because I should have snowballed instantly from the shard vision. If he TP'd a little bit earlier, he would have lived there. So I messed that up. But luckily, the guy TP'd late enough where it still wasn't a problem. But normally what you have to do is you have to expect where they're going to be, you throw the shards there, and as soon as you see them, you cast Snowball, and then you run into stun, because that's the fastest way to get a stun off. So I messed that up a little bit. Gonna go get another rune. Again, we've opened up the map a lot due to killing a lot of towers. This gives us huge tactical advantage. It's like they got the PA on the bot lane, which is good.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Popping a little regen here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Maxing out Snowball.
Radiant's middle tower.
Usually Lich wins trades like this. In almost all cases. And then there was a timber saw. That was actually so close.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Pretty straightforward kill there.
Survival of the fittest.
And I gave them all bottle charges because I wanted to go get my Shadow Blade anyways. I think this is an okay to TP to a lane and set up a gank there as well. Tusk is just like, he's so strong if you get ahead. He's like one of the most OP heroes in the game. But he's still also good from behind, right? Because all I have to do is technically, I can just facilitate a stronger hero's position, for example. So if I'm playing with a Viper, and I know that Viper is limited by his mobility because he's really slow, I know that I can just do an Ice Shards and a Snowball to guarantee a kill on somebody, right? Because then I can put Viper right on top of an opponent, and I can disable that opponent in the meantime. Now, when you use Shadow Blade punches, got 3 people with that. And now I'm just waiting on cooldowns again.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
This is a little dangerous. I feel like I nuked a little early there.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Did lose 1 bottle charge, unfortunately.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Could have maybe killed this. It's about 50 gold, I think. But
Are fortified.
I was more concerned about getting a kill. Now, if you want to punch from invis, you have to press the hotkey. And as you can see with the DD there, it's the easiest kill ever.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Runes like this are really nice to have, and they make a big advantage when I'm doing this kind of roaming style. Again, the important thing is getting the early advantage, taking out tier 1 towers, and then moving around getting kills. Everything from here is a little bit of a moot point because we basically won every single lane. But I also leveled up my ultimate at one point here. This is a bit of a mistake, like I said. So early Shadow Blade is good if you're absolutely wrecking. In pro games, they'll usually get a fast Blink Dagger, something like Arcane's in a blink. Sometimes they'll buy Medallion. In the past, Tusks were buying Solar Crest in the previous match. Don't necessarily recommend that item anymore. Most Tusks do not purchase it, but these are usually better heroes to buy. But Blink Dagger, Medallion, Shadow Blade, Desolator, Heaven's Halberd is actually really popular. In this game, it's actually really good as well. I can remove the passives from Razor, from Tusk, or Timbersaw, and I can remove the ultimates from PA as well. Another hero it's good against. So when I'm trying to catch up here, the best thing I can probably do is Shadow Blade to run faster, because it's clear that I'm not going to catch up. So now I just need to get the Ice Shards range, and we are all good. It's pretty clear he would run that way, so... I think the things that need to get nerfed on Tusk are either a nerf to his strength gain, or they need to nerf Ice Shard range. Probably should just nerf Ice Shard range down to like... It's 1800, which is ridiculous. They should probably nerf it down to like... I'm not sure. I should have snowballed earlier there. No reason to give him the time to get away like that.
Oh, that's good.
What I should do is wait like 1 second. Should punch and then wait till the punch stun ends, and then I should snowball instantly. That way when he goes to the timber chain, it'll stun him.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Alright. So from here, I could justify getting the fast God, I always forget what it's called. Silver Edge. I don't think I like that though. A fast Silver Edge is pretty good. It's good at countering the PA's evasion, but it doesn't help me snowball very well against the other heroes. So I think it's better to get a fast Desolator than it is to do the other. And because he stayed for this last creep, he dies. If he would have just started running, he might have been able to get away. But instead it becomes a very, very easy kill. And now they basically can't leave anywhere but their towers. They know that they're basically not safe anywhere but that, which is a really bad place to be in as a support that's lacking a disable. Always push out lanes when you can. It helps you set up those ganks and kills.
This my fate.
Wicked sick.
Oh, Razor got so much gold there. Alright, and it went for the Deso. I think the Deso is by far the better choice here, due to the fact that it basically helps me kill their really hard to kill heroes, such as the Razor. That was weird, I couldn't even see him.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Always look for the gimme kills.
Thanks.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Fortunately, my Deso's in base.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Another really good spell that I can prevent this game is Chain Frost, actually. If I'm grouped with a bunch of allies and we get Chain Frosted, I can go invis, or I can Snowball and catch them with that. So there are a couple of heroes under tower here. Felt like we were at a pretty much unlosable position. Unfortunately, he backed up slightly. So I ended up throwing away like a lot of gold, but in some small way you can justify deaths like that because of the fact that it scares the shit out of your opponents. It just scares the shit out of them, right? Like they're like, I was literally standing under a tower next to another hero, and this invisible Tusk with the double damage starts running at me, and he tries to punch me, and I barely got away. Well, I died, but we killed him. I mean, ultimately that's in no way good for me, but the panic that I just put in their hearts right there, that's a tactical decision. It's not actually good by any means. Like, it's not a good thing, but it does put them even more on tilt and more scared to farm, I guarantee you. The only time they feel safe is right now when I'm dead. So that's maybe the mistake, that it allows all their cores to feel safe for like 30 seconds until I'm alive, but
Dire's bottom tower
it's
is under
okay.
attack.
I more did that for comedic value, right? Like, wouldn't it be funny if they don't even feel safe under their own towers? Now, I'm not sure if you get this damage tripled, the damage hit. If that's true, they'd be a little overpowered because it does 175 hitting from invis. I feel like that'd be very cheap to triple. Very unfair. So I feel like that does not work. It'd make the hero way too strong with Shadow Blade. But now that I have Deso, I just hit so stupidly strong. Maybe, yeah, I should Shadow Blade here to catch up. Nice, I got gold for that. Again, pushing lanes whenever you can.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Found a PA.
Look away.
That was all without a double damage or anything, guys. That was literally just my right clicks. Now, I did get slightly lucky that my punch hit on the first hit, because PA does have evasion. If it misses, it just, I believe I don't break invis. But he's only got one skill point in it at this point. I think this maybe is a slightly mistake. Maybe is a slight mistake is what I meant to say, sorry. But I do have to worry about that, about actually connecting with him. I ended up buying a Boots of Travel now, just because I was sitting on brown boots the whole time. Again, you can go Treads, you can go Phase, you can go Arcanes. The only boots you really don't go on Tusk is Tranquils, I guess. But I kind of like the idea of having movement speed here, because that's going to allow me to chase down my opponents a little faster, and it's going to stack in combination with using Shadow Blade while I'm invisible, so I'm going to run really fast. Really, really fast. Saw his kill jug. Kind of just continuously killing them. Playing against Shadowblade cores like or Tusk or something is really hard to do. It's very difficult to stay survivable. Could maybe initiate on this. I math clicked there, unfortunately.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I maybe should have done that at the top of the staircase, perhaps, but
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Go back and get another rune. Double damage is still good, believe it or not. And now I'm building the Sange that will eventually go into Silver Edge. At this stage, it's absolutely worth it to go Silver Edge, just because my damage is already really reliable. If you go in on a Silver Edge right away, it just doesn't provide you that much more. It does increase your damage, but it doesn't do a huge amount past that is the problem. I was actually really surprised that he even took that hit. So I just crit for 1,000 damage on him there. What items does he have? He has a... Okay, so he has a chainmail, and he had a Tranquil Boots, and he had a Bracer, which is very survivable. If he had Ice Armor on himself as well, it might have even taken a Snowball. Obviously, I don't care that much about that. Let me close that here. Just slowing down the attack speed of them, and I'm also going to block them in a little bit. Probably kill him, really. We've done something aggressive, and it's gonna work. It's pretty scary, though. Got Masange out of it. There should be no rune. So now I just kind of passively farm for a little bit before I go back to base to heal.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Man, my agility is actually so high. 54. That's such a good agility gain. 2.1 for a strength hero. Maybe my strength gain, and my strength gain's still pretty good too. Like, that's one of the messed up things about Tusk, kind of, is that his overall base stats are very good. His stat gain is pretty darn good. You don't have that many needs for things, other than the exception of having arcanes. Then I realized that I actually did have enough money for Silver Edge. I didn't realize the recipe was so inexpensive, but... So, if we look at Shadowblade now, it gives me 22 damage, 30 attack speed, and it crits for 175 when I'm invis. When I buy Silver Edge, I now have 32 damage with 16 strength, which is a net of 48 damage. So I go from like 22 damage to 48, which is okay. It's not bad. The actual crit does 225 bonus damage, and now it disables... I was actually surprised how tanky he was there. He has the Sange, that would be why. So his HP is a little bit higher, and he is on probably strict treads, but... so really you're increasing your damage by like 50 for the Shadowblade attack, and an extra like 30 damage for the actual Sange plus recipe. So your damage is going up by like a total of 100 for your hit, but overall your damage is barely increasing. This is why I don't really like getting Silver Edge most of the time, because most of the time you can't really justify getting the item. It's usually not very worth getting. Timbersaw here had far less armor than his opponents, or his allies, so he pretty much just died. I also removed his reactive armor, I guess, which is probably not inconsequential. Especially if he had recently taken creeps, then it's decent. Silver Edge really does counter a lot of heroes, but it's not always the right item to pick up, so I want to make sure that you guys realize that. So I've seen far too many Slarks be like, you know what, I'm going to get a Shadowblade, and then I'm going to instantly make a Silver Edge instead. You know what's so much better than that? Going Shadowblade S and Y. That is far better for an item build. Gives you tons more mobility, gives you lots more, gives you attack speed. Like, you don't need the Silver Edge unless you're playing against, like, a Huskar or a PA. Those are, like, the two heroes where you're like, you know what, I actually really need a Silver Edge this game. There are games where it's a great item, but most games it's not.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's not something you rush, let me clarify that. It is very often an item that you will build eventually, but it's not always an item that you need right away. So I'm definitely at the point now where Blink Dagger is a necessity. I could have more mobility, I could dive people under towers, I could initiate from range. I've been able to get away from that, get away with it, with not having it, because of the fact that I am so stupidly farmed. But eventually it's something you really need. It gives you so many more options.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Looks like Viper is dying here. Fortunately, I perfectly blocked the wave. Got a double kill before he died. Well, with that said, that's pretty good. We can push with that. Trying to see if I can get some vision on the hero.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Fortunately, his thing caught me on the way out. Just looking for an opportunity going. This is actually kind of bad. Should have thought about this. So I used my Silver Edge slightly late, but the important thing is that it does reduce the damage that PA does. Disabling my bottle there, that's pretty bad. You can always blink after Snowball as well, another really good thing about it. Man, I hit that guy so hard, holy shit. Looks like they got Timbersaw in the back line too. Yeah, blink is so good on this hero, like if you're ever in trouble. If you're ever in trouble, you Snowball for 3 seconds, and as soon as that ends, you blink away. And a lot of heroes can't stop you from doing that, so just gives you so many options to run around your opponents. If you know how to abuse Tuskar's abilities, it's amazing. You shouldn't just use them as nukes, basically, and that's probably how I used to always play Tusk. I'd always use them as a nuke. I'd always initiate with Snowball and Ice Shards, but the thing is you want to hit your enemies a bunch of times before you use them, because those are your only ways to kill, right? You only want to use them when they're in a kill zone.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Basically in an unlosable position at this point, obviously, so pretty happy to just punch people. And next item, I could justify a BKB because of the fact that I'm already going to get right up in people's face, so I could stop things like Chain Frost. BKB is pretty good. Instead, I opted to go for a Lotus Orb because I felt like I needed some armor, and that would be the better item to pick up. AC is an option, I guess, because I have a Desolator as well, but I didn't like that as much. Usually a Tusk will transition more towards utility at this stage in the game. And a Lotus Orb is a decent way to do that because I can remove things like... Alright, there's not a lot of things that I can remove, but I can reflect a lot of stuff like Static Link, Frost Nova, Chain Frost, Warlock's Shadow Heal, for example. There's a lot of things that are decent about this. Put my Lotus Orb on just in case he got the Chain Frost off. Lotus Orb is actually a really good item. There's a lot of things that it can remove. Slows, tracks, stuff like that. It's a little expensive. It's situational, definitely, but... Man, I just killed that guy. What does he even have? Okay, he has no items. That explains a whole lot. That explains why Timbersaw was just dying. And it looks like he bought Sentry Wards, I think. I think they accepted their fate. But obviously this is a very stompy game, but the important thing is showing you why the skills are good. Because once you understand that, you guys can play Tusk in a way that becomes OP. You don't have a lot of time though, because the patch could come literally any day. He's going to become worse, but that is how you play Tusk. Oh, like, abuse the shit out of Ice Shards and Snowball. That's all you gotta do. And then all of a sudden you have an OP hero. Use it to dodge spells. use it to cover allies that are in trouble, use it to snowball into blink. There's so many ways to abuse a hero. But that's Tusk. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you later. Bye.